Welcome to my brand new YouTube channel, Makes the Girl POV, where I share my point of view on what's good. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe, please hit that like button, please comment in the comment section below, and also please share this video. Let's help get the word out. Thank you so much. Unlike Marvin Gaye, I want to know what's going on with the Republican Party right now as we speak, and where do we need to go? Let's talk. I believe that there is a division within the Republican Party. I believe that there are basically two groups that are within the party. There are the Trump Republicans and the anti-Trump Republicans. I'll share a couple of examples of each. Trump Republicans in leadership roles are people like Ted Cruz, John Kennedy, for instance. Anti-Trump Republicans in leadership are people like Mitt Romney, Liz Cheney, and all the others who voted to impeach Trump. I've said this before. I believe that there are way more Trump Republicans than not. So we need to get the non-Trump Republicans out of office and replace them with Trump Republicans. Trump is the undisputed leader of the Republican Party. He is the leader of the conservative movement here in the United States. Trump brought so many new people into the Republican Party, people who never voted for a Republican presidential candidate before. And guess what? I was one of them. He won me over. MAGA! Oh yeah, MAGA. Now, let's talk about this dinosaur idiot who's the president now. I believe that Biden has no clue what day of the week it is, let alone having any idea as to how to successfully run this country. I believe that his handlers are making all of the decisions. They are the real ones running things. He's just a puppet and they're pulling his strings. We need to focus our energy on 2022 and 2024. We need to make sure that we have the majority in both the House and the Senate. So that means we will need strong pro-Trump conservative contenders in these races to help give the Democrats a run for their money. Hopefully in 2022, we will take back both the House and the Senate, which can help place roadblocks in the way for the rest of Biden and Kamala's term. Their plan, Biden and Kamala, is to take our country down the drain. Okay, they're taking us down, 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 down. We need to help keep them from taking us back to the pre-civil rights era with all of this racial division and tension. In 2024, we need to win the presidency. In most states, they are already working on voting reform measures that will hopefully ensure that there will be way more checks and balances when it comes to casting a vote. I applaud Georgia for taking these steps after the shenanigans of the last election. And Lord willing, there will be many more successes in this battle for voting reform. There are lawmakers in about 47 different states who have introduced bills to this end. Great job and yippee! We must ensure that we have a fair and honest election each and every time. Let's keep it real. The only ones who are whining and complaining about the election reform are the Democrats. Whining and complaining complaining. Hey, that kind of flows. Rhyming and complaining. Rhyming and complaining and rhyming. Complaining and rhyming. I'm a lyrical genius. What? But anyways, okay. So the Democrats, they're whining and complaining, right? They're going, wah, 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 crazy river, wah, wah, wah. Does it make sense that there are people, including wannabe celebrities and even big companies, who are fighting against the election reform that will help ensure that we have fair and honest elections? It doesn't make any sense to me. Someone help make it make sense to me, please. Can one of you help me? Because it doesn't make any sense. So having an actual ID is such a big problem as those on the left would like us to believe. It's a major problem. There's so many people who don't have IDs. You really want me to believe that? Do I have the word stupid in all caps stuck on my forehead or something? Like, trust me, I don't. I'm an educated woman. What I want to know is, how can someone live their whole life in the United States of America and not have an ID? How does that work exactly? So the person never worked a real job before in their entire life? Were they just paid under the table for decades and decades and decades? Like, they never needed to go see a doctor? Even the doctor's office wants to see your ID and your insurance card. Wow, these non-ID people must have perfect health. They must have never ever needed to see a doctor. Yeah, right. These non-ID having people never got pulled over by the cops, not even once in their entire existence? Wow, they must be perfect drivers too. Yeah, and I've got stupid stuck all over my forehead. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Even to rent a place, you need some kind of ID. I mean, how do you get away living here and never having an ID? I'm just curious. I want to know. I'm asking for a friend. Wink, wink. Anyways, so to all of the lawmakers, please go ahead and ensure that we have a fair and honest election process by helping to ensure that the only people who should be voting are the ones who are actually voting, and that they are only voting once. Oh, and also, can they make sure that no dead people magically come back to life to vote either? Just saying. I mean, if someone has those powers, can they give me some? I would love to do that trick, like, for real. Like, I want to raise folks from the dead too. Please, somebody holla. Anyways, I believe that we need to be supporting our local lawmakers in their efforts to bring about much needed voting reform. These dumb companies and wannabe celebrities that want to go wah, 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 wah over this nonsense, they may need to be boycotted. We should really consider doing this. Do we really need them or their particular services? Maybe we don't. If we're following these celebrities on their social media, maybe we can unsubscribe, unfollow, and all that fun stuff. Do we need to go see their movies and go to their sports games and their concerts? Do we need to watch their TV shows? Maybe we don't. For the big companies that are trying to stick their nose into politics, which they have no business doing whatsoever, do we really need to support them? For instance, let's say there's 2 or 3 major airline companies that are trying to pitch a fight against voter reform. Maybe we could consider trying a different airline. There's a few airlines, 2 or 3, that were sticking their nose in this business on this topic right here. I'm like, get out of it. It has nothing to do with you, airline companies. The only voice that the airline companies really have or should have is when they go into that voting booth and cast their one and only legal vote. That's it. They can let their voice be known then. These rich, pompous CEOs sticking their nose where it doesn't need to be. Anyhow, I do hope that President Trump will run again in 2024, and that if he does run, that he will win. If he doesn't run, then we must have a great, well-rounded candidate, maybe Ron DeSantis or Tim Scott perhaps. We should rally together to support the presidential candidate with our time and with our money, so we can help that person win. We must take back the White House. So once we win the House, the Senate, and then we go on to win the presidency, guess what we'll have to do? Spend some time undoing, walking back all the mess that Biden, Kamala, and their minions have done to this country, so we can get our country back on track. Those are my thoughts on where we're at now and what we need to do in the future. So let's talk. What are your thoughts on what we need to do over these next few years? Do you think that we will take the U.S. House and Senate in 2022? Do you think that the Republican candidate has a strong chance of winning in 2024? Have any other thoughts that you'd like to share? Please comment down in the comment section below, and I'll see you there.